I entered an enormous and grand house made of warm brick and wood. In the entry was a courtyard garden with blue, pink, and white flowers waving gently in the breeze. The air smelled of damp earth and flowers. There was a brick well with a dark wooden bucket attached to a rope. It was surrounded by many plants and trees. I came to a staircase made of flat gray stones. As I began to climb the stairs, I realized each step was very shallow, maybe an inch or two tall. I attempted to take each step in succession, and although the grade was not steep, I realized it was a long way to go. I suddenly was overcome with exhaustion. I fell forward, slowly and gently, as if through water, onto my stomach, my forehead coming to rest upon the cool stone surface of the stair. I could hear a voice speaking softly to me, as if from far away, asking me something. I attempted to respond, but was so sleepy. I felt as if I could not stay awake. I felt so comfortable, and all the pain and tension drifted away from my body. My muscles relaxed completely. I felt at peace. I closed my eyes. From a distance, I was pulled from this deep sleep by the same voice, or maybe voices, that I had heard before. It was persistent, but not demanding. I felt the desire to find its source. As I opened my eyes, I discovered that I was now standing on the next landing of the staircase. I could see the staircase continuing at a steeper grade, up and around a corner into the darkness. I turned and I could see a long, curving countertop made of rich, dark wood, carved and polished to a smooth finish. I couldn't see over it from where I was standing, so I began to follow the curve. Not walking, really, but gliding easily along. As I rounded the curve, the space over the bar top opened up, and I could see that behind the counter there was a fully stocked kitchen, maybe a hearth. Lots of movement and kitchen utensils, appliances, and workspaces. Several people were moving around preparing plentiful and hearty foods and drinks. Behind the counter, nearer to me than the others, a kind-looking man dressed in black server's clothes was standing still. As I came closer, he greeted me with a smile. I realized that the voice that I had heard had been coming from him. He asked vaguely how I was doing, while somehow I understood him to be inquiring about my earlier exhaustion and falling down on the steps. I mumbled something about too many stairs and how shallow they were, and complained of my difficulty climbing each one and how tired it had made me feel. He nodded knowingly, and I let my sentence trail off, feeling like he understood. He asked me, "Is this your house?" I was startled by the question, and I looked around. I responded meekly, "Oh no, I'm just visiting." He nodded, but looked slightly amused. I continued, saying that it belongs to my aunt, He chuckled in a non-judgmental way, but I suddenly felt as if I had said something wrong. I had thought it must belong to her, because it was such a fine and expansive place, and surely it didn't belong to me. I had a feeling that he knew it was untrue, and I became embarrassed. It was then that I awoke from the dream with a feeling of calm, my embarrassment fading along with the scene. And as I opened my eyes to the waking world, I heard his peaceful voice follow from the back of my mind. He said, "Don't worry about the steps. Sometimes we take them a few at a time." Throughout this dream, I am on a path, and it is an upward climb. Perhaps it refers to my spiritual path. I have been going slowly, and my pursuits in recent months have been shallow. It has made me feel that the climb is tedious, mundane, and it has made me feel exhausted. So I rest, and I stop climbing sometimes. I escape. But this guide has shown me that the difficulty that I am experiencing on this path is of my own doing. I am making things more difficult by not challenging myself, jumping up the stairs, and running. And although I am not ready to run yet, I do feel a growing curiosity and drive to climb that staircase that curved into the darkness. What will I find if I venture further? I am grateful for this beautiful lesson and the words of my spirit guide.